Hey cycling friends, James with Team Finish Strong, and I'm back as promised with my review of the Magene power pedals. As you may recall in my last video, I was going to try these out for about 1,000 kilometers and then report back on my findings. Well, I can honestly say after 1,000 kilometers of using these pedals, I have formed an opinion about them. Now, I will tell you that just as I spoke about in my last video, the physical installation of the pedals was really no trouble at all. Just keeping in mind that you have to use the spacers and use them appropriately to make sure you don't damage the sensors. That part went just as you would with any other pedals on the market. So no problems whatsoever there. Now, the tricky part came when I had to actually activate them and pair them with my Garmin. I did not get to pair them with my Garmin immediately right out of the box. So, of course, I read the instructions and found out you have to activate them with Magene first. Well, let me tell you, activation requires a couple of things. The first of which is that you have to download the Magene app, okay? So once you download the Magene app, you can go ahead and follow that first time procedure to activate the pedals. And everything was going okay, but I felt a bit uncomfortable when Magene required me to turn on my location settings during activation in order to complete the process. Now, while they do not explain the reason for the necessity of that, I can only speculate that that's probably to either cut out or cut down on counterfeit pedals or perhaps stolen pedals from being able to be successfully activated and used. But that's just pure speculation. I really don't know. Felt a little creepy that they needed to know my whereabouts in order for me to activate the product. But once I got past that, I was okay. I uninstalled the Magene app from my phone, never thought about it again. But that all being said, I wasn't too unnecessarily happy with the process of both installation and activation. And once I got that out there on the roads, the pedals worked flawlessly in the sense that they felt just fine like my Aciomas. I didn't detect any issues with discomfort in my legs or my knees from the Q factor. It is, I think, a little bit more of a Q factor than the Aciomas, so something to consider if you are very sensitive in that particular way. But I didn't have any issues whatsoever. As far as connecting with my Garmin, I did have trouble the first few rides after setting it up and getting it paired with my Garmin. The Garmin did not immediately and automatically detect and connect those pedals when I started riding. It took about a week, I think, of that particular process before that settled down and never had to think about it again. They just worked. And so just bear with those setups. I don't know if it was something because my Garmin was also new at the time, or if it was the fact that this was a new device being introduced into the equation. Either way, after, like I said, about a week, I didn't have any further problems with having to manually tell the Garmin to connect those pedals. So it worked good and been very happy with that ever since as well. Now, for the thing you're probably most interested in, I can't give you like scientific data as to how they compared accuracy-wise with my Aciomas because I'm not a pro. I don't really care too much about that very slim difference in a couple of watts in terms of tracking and recording. I didn't do any kind of scientific side-by-side research. Number one, my Aciomas were dead, so I really couldn't do that kind of research and provide that kind of information to you. But I can say that over the months that I've been using it, I really didn't notice any unexpected differences in my power. I did not suddenly become a pro overnight in terms of my power output, or vice versa the other way around. It pretty much tracked the way I expected them to in terms of the effort that I felt and the power that it was recording as I was riding. So from that standpoint, I didn't notice any difference. I think in that sense, from a layman's point of view, they are perfectly accurate as compared with the Aciomas. And as far as longevity and reliability, they have been perfect. Let me just tell you, I charged them up within the first week of receiving them to get them to a full state of charge. And then after that, I have not charged them since. I mean, this has been probably 6 months of riding on that one charge. And so we've gotten about 1,000 kilometers, maybe 800 kilometers of use out of a single charge. And I'm very happy with it. So I can't tell you enough good things about it. I will tell you, if you're really pinched for cash, or if you just want to have a budget-minded product as opposed to something that's top tier, I certainly think the Magene is worth a consideration. And that is what I have to share. So I hope this helps, and have great fun riding out there. Spring is hopefully just around the corner. I'm going to ignore what the groundhog said, and looking forward to some good outdoor riding with these Magenes soon in 2026. Well, take care, friends. God bless. And as always, finish strong.